Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Monday, February 5th, 2024, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App $sign ORION NWSF or the YouTube Super Chat right here. Let's freaking go. We got NHL action this early Monday afternoon. Colorado Avalanche versus the New York Rangers. Only 2 games on the slate, and this is the best one out of the 2. I hope everyone is having a fantastic Monday, and we got a couple people to show some love and support right out of the gates before the stream started, which I really do appreciate that. Megan with a 20, a little something to help things get started on the right foot. Let's fucking go, Avs. Let's go. I appreciate it. Let's go. And then we got a 50 by Odin's son before the stream started as well. So we're already 3/4 of the way to the goal before the game even started, which is fantastic. Appreciate you very, very much. Let's go. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks with a little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. $20 holla. And then when Megan makes her way back into the room, we'll get some Kraken photos up. I appreciate you. Odin's son with a 50. Obviously much better than the last couple streams that we've had to kind of make up some ground. So I really do appreciate that. Stacks on stacks with a little racks on racks with some Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. $50 dono. And even if Odin doesn't get a chance to come in today, we'll still throw up some photos up for him for the Devils, which we'll be doing tomorrow. Appreciate the 2 of you very, very much. Let me know what you want to do for photos here. Nathan McKinnon, Artemi Panarin. That's going to be the matchup here tonight with McKinnon and Panarin. I can't wait. And let me know exactly what you want for Kraken photos or Seahawks or whatever you're feeling, and I got you. And then I'll sprinkle in some Chiefs photos or some Devils photos for Odin's son. Thank you to the 2 of you very, very much. Aiden in the building. What's good? Daniel in the building. What's good? Dusk in the building. He says, let's go Rangers. Let's go. Let's get it, baby. Let's go. Much appreciated. Let's go, baby. All right, let's go through the photos here. Let's get some going. So let's start it off, and we'll get the Kraken logo set up there. And then let's go through some of the photos here for Megan. And then we'll get some sprinkled in for Odin. And we have a good matchup here tonight. So no Kraken until Saturday. I don't think I was really ready for the reality to set in that not only did we have the All-Star break, but then now we have to wait a whole week for just the Kraken to play a game when everyone else gets to play. So I guess that's what, the schedule makers made at that particular point. But I would have really loved to have been able to call a Kraken game by at least Tuesday or Wednesday. But I guess we're just going to have to wait. All right, here, let's get started here. Hope everyone is having a fantastic Monday. A little gloomy here in Oregon. I went on 2 walks with Paisley already, but we got a little rained on. But other than that, I'm having a good day. Trying to stay positive. And, we got some good NHL, this week as we get closer into the weekend. So. And then obviously Super Bowl Sunday as well. So appreciate you. All right, let me get a few more loaded here. Make some room. Anybody else besides Hack that you're looking at wanting to have, let me know, and I got you. Otherwise, I'll just sprinkle in random Kraken players for you. And then let's throw up a little bit for Odin, even if he's not here. He may stop in at some point or another, but he will be here with us tomorrow. Appreciate you, Odin. And then we'll go back and forth with the 2 of them. When's the timeline for Jack Hughes coming back? I know someone in the room has that information. Get Odin some photos up here for his support. Hopefully we get Jack Hughes sooner than later into the lineup. Odin's son with a 50, Megan with a 20. Good start. One of the better starts that we've had in a minute. So I appreciate you guys very much. All right, baby. Avalanche Rangers. They're just doing the introductions right now. So it gives me some time to kind of sprinkle in some more photos here before we actually have a drop. They still got to do national anthem and everything else. But this is what I want to see for tomorrow. But I don't think he's going to be back by tomorrow. But I want to see Jack Hughes is back, baby. That'll be a good one for tomorrow night. All right, let's go back. Flip over here back to the Kraken. Get some more for Megan before we get the puck drop. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. I'm going to have to make a Jack Hughes file or a Devils file here. Hold on, let me make this because, I mean, I'm always going to be pulling them up anyways. Do a Jack Hughes file. Let's get all of these Jack Hughes. So that way I'm not having to search and then find and format. I can just have them all ready to go. All right, Jack Hughes, I got you there. I was going to say it had to be a few more weeks, so. MSU in the building. What's good? Want some Crosby? Okay, I got you. Plus, we're going to have intermissions as well. So when we have intermissions, that'll be a great opportunity to sprinkle in some more photos while we're just trying to kill some time. So I'll be able to do that for you guys too. No. And even though there's only 2 matchups on, I'm really happy that we at least have one matchup out of the 2 that's like really worth watching. So. Man, like I said, the NBA, you know, is not that entertaining. And so, you know, a lot of fans, you know, you're not going to have NASCAR on every day. So you're going to need something to kind of hold you over until we get, you know, into the weekend, you know, for not only more hockey, you know, more NASCAR, and obviously Super Bowl Sunday too. So let me squeeze in one more here for you. We're about to get puck drop going. Appreciate you. Let's go. Appreciate the 2 of you so far getting it started. Nice. Anytime you can end up getting some new, you know, some new collectibles, that's always, yeah, a fun and exciting time. I actually went through a lot of my boxes and bins, you know, to try to find some hidden treasures, and I got, you know, all kinds of stuff. I got Larry Bird, very first starting lineup in the box from '88. I got Joe Montana '88. I got some Bo Jackson, Joe Montana, McFarland's, all kinds of other stuff that I was able to dig up. Some Dale Earnhardt, Dale Sr., Dale Jr., some Stone Cold, Mike Allstott, Warren Sapp, Griffey, some Dark Knight stuff with I ended up finding that figure that I was looking for, the Heath Ledger, the Joker figure. I ended up finding that, so pretty cool. Congrats on the nice little pop pull. It's always good when you can end up getting something that you've wanted or something that you see and you got you know, a little extra coin to be able to buy it, and That's awesome. Can't put a price. Well, I guess you can, but for the happiness that certain collectibles bring, sometimes if you underpay, overpay, depending on what it is, sometimes it just doesn't matter. If you want it, you want it, right? And if you see it and you want it, you try to get the best deal that you can. But sometimes when you want something that bad, even if you have to pay a little bit more than you want, sometimes you're just going to do it. You do what makes you happy, right? So, but it sounds like you got a pretty good deal on what you had there with some being eliminated from the catalog. You got a little bulk price. All right, here we go. All right, let me widen the screen. I need to get more action here. There we go. I don't need to see me as big. I need to see the action. All right, here we go. Yes, I'm very, very excited about spring training as well. I'm very you know, in the mix, obviously for the NHL season, but with NASCAR just starting and then the MLB going to be here in about 2 weeks. Very, very excited about that. Even if it's just Cactus League and it's preseason baseball, it's not going to matter. It's baseball. It's something other, that we can decide to do if we want to do a stream of that. So I just like having options. The more options that I have other than the NBA, that's a win. March Madness, we'll do a little bit of that, but it's going to be primarily the NHL, the MLB, and NASCAR once, obviously, the Super Bowl ends on Sunday. So, penalty for holding right out of the gates already for New York. All right, come on, Avs. Let's go, baby. I mean, God, it's so bad, bro. Like, and like I always talk about it, and and it's not like I'm just trying to shit on something if it's, it's actually a good product, but I'm a hater. But it's just like if you ask anybody that has been watching sports, since the '80s till now, like there's a considerable drop off, based off enjoyment factor. And it's like when you can't even watch the good teams play against each other, that's when the product has hit a rock bottom. Like I literally would rather watch anybody in the NHL or the MLB, even if that meant watching the Oakland Athletics going against the Washington Nationals. If I had to watch that over any NBA game, no matter who the matchup was, I would. And I'm not even joking. That's how it's gone. Now, will we still, cover a little bit of NBA for Dame, making his return to Portland like I did, or maybe a Blazer game here and there for, obviously for me, since I'm a Blazer fan and whatnot. But it's just, it's like it shouldn't be hard to watch sports. You're supposed to enjoy it. It shouldn't be like pulling teeth or like you're waiting for the game to be over rather than actually enjoying the product. But not enough superstars in the league. It's not marketed well. Everyone just takes too much time off. There's not enough great players in the league to carry the league anymore. It's just the bottom line. I mean, there's not. And that's why people are transitioning into the NHL scene and NASCAR scene and obviously MLB. And I feel like MLB and NHL are going to grow a lot more since the NBA is kind of is tumbling and it's going down. Now, the NBA is still going to have its loyal fans, but they can't tell me or that this product is the best thing since sliced bread, on TV. I mean, going in person to an NBA game is different. It's fun, but again, watching it on TV is very difficult. Let's go, baby. 20 seconds left on the power play. And I kind of like it that the game is on a little early, so that'll give me a little bit more time to spend with Paisley, do some more reading, and do some more film study. But it's going to be pretty much NHL all week until we get to the weekend. Let's take a look at the slate here real quick. So we got Islanders and Maple Leafs on right now as well. Tomorrow, two good games, Avalanche and Devils at 4:30, which we're going to do. And then we have the Oilers and the Golden Knights at 7. And I'll probably dip into that a little. Check that out. Wednesday, we got Lightning, Rangers, Wild, Blackhawks, Stars, Maple Leafs. So we're probably going to do Stars, Maple Leafs, or Lightning, Rangers. I'll probably do like a vote, and then you guys will let me know. I normally will lean, towards, Colorado, Dallas, Vegas, New Jersey, if the Kraken aren't playing for Seattle. So I'm kind of leaning maybe Stars, Maple Leafs. since we're already doing the Rangers, and I don't really care too much about the Tampa Bay Lightning today. Maybe as if we're going into the playoffs, maybe it's different. Then Thursday, maybe Golden Knights, maybe that, or Avalanche Hurricanes. Maybe we'll do that on Thursday. That's a decent matchup. And then Friday, Oilers, Ducks, Rangers, Blackhawks, Penguins, Wild. It's kind of nothing really there. Maybe do Penguins for Sidney Crosby on Friday. And then on Saturday, we finally get into our first Kraken game in over a week. The Kraken play the Flyers at 4, and definitely doing that. So we'll sprinkle in a few different teams here and there and see where we go. But I'm thinking that's probably the way that we're going to do it. Yeah, I'm thinking that we're going to do the Leafs. I think that to me seems like a fun game to do. So Avalanche Devils tomorrow, and then I think in Stars Maple Leafs. I think that's what we're going to do. So I enjoy watching the Maple Leafs. I like watching Dallas. They're fun and exciting. So why not? All right, less than 5 minutes have passed. Still nothing. Kind of going through the motions right now. And hopefully Colorado will stay aggressive. A little extra motivation for Hack and his former team, I bet. I'm going to make a Sidney Crosby file here for you, too. Sid the Kid. Yeah, but it was cool to go through the boxes and find a bunch of vintage posters that I had from like the 80s and the 90s. It's always cool to be able to go through boxes and kind of forget what you have and then dig up some treasures and realize how many treasures you actually do have. And oh, so close. Tripping. Kako. Tripping. 2 penalties on the Rangers right out of the gates. They didn't expect that. He's in here. Love you. Flyers coach look like you could be Hack's younger brother. Oh, keep me posted. Thirteen-game point streak for Nathan MacKinnon, 12 goals and 16 assists. Tied the longest active streak, Reinhart. All right, let's see if Colorado can get a goal here. Then we got the Colorado spinning logo. And New York doesn't have a spinning logo per se that I could find, but then we got the spinning logo jersey. Not as cool as the logo, but hell, we'll take it as long as it's spinning. But we'll go with the Avs because that one looks better. All right, here we go. See if the Avs can find a way to take advantage of this power play. Good passing by Colorado. Ooh, Av player goes down. Yeah, but that's one thing that's kind of nice. If we can get people to come through and we can hang out, when we have these earlier matchups that are at like 4, 5, 6 o'clock, we get done a little bit earlier, but then it gives everyone the rest of their night to do whatever they need to do. Nice save. Whoa. Kreider. Matt in the building. What's good? Thanks for helping out on the Twitter/X, Sarah. I appreciate that. In Brazil. Well, we better hope Brazil's field actually is good. Otherwise, if it's like the Jets, then we're going to have a bunch of ACL, MCL, and PCL tears. So I always like it when they end up going to like a foreign country and they go somewhere new, or they go somewhere like Germany or whatnot. I'm always concerned about the field and the conditions, that making sure it's up to par, for the athletes that are coming in. And you usually don't see any really season-ending injuries that often overseas. But I don't think anything will be ever as bad as MetLife. Like, they need to really figure out, that particular field, because as long as you have players playing there, for the Jets, you're going to have injuries every single year, not just Aaron Rodgers. About halfway through the first period, we're still knotted up at 0, baby. Same thing with the Islanders and Toronto. Appreciate that, Matt. Thank you for helping out there too. Another save. Kind of interesting about Eric Bieniemy, kind of getting passed around from team to team and whatnot, and maybe should have just stayed in Kansas City, but I assume that when he ended up taking the OC role, for the Commanders, I think he thought that once Riverboat Ron was fired, that he would be in consideration of being the head coach, or at least, being able to stay as an OC. So not only do you not get to be the head coach of the Washington Commanders, then they bring someone else in to replace you. And Dan Quinn he didn't want anything to do with them. So it's kind of crazy. Like, we don't really know if he interviews well or not, or if he's just a play caller, but you would think that, someone, should be able to pick him up, and regardless, if he ends up getting a head coaching job at some point and then it just doesn't work and he gets fired, fine. But I think, at some point he is deserving of at least a chance to see if he can do it. We already know he can call plays. And I don't really know what the best scenario for him would be. I mean, coming back to the Chiefs and getting rid of Nagy after next year and then bringing him back. But, I mean, I don't know. Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see. And we'll have to see what other teams are looking for an offensive coordinator, because if you're looking for a guy to call plays, I mean, he's probably one of the top 5 in the league right now, and so that's a big deal, and Washington is always one of those teams that's like, it's not going to work. You brought in Dan Quinn. It's not going to work. He's a defensive coordinator, not a head coach. So, I wish him well. I wish him the best. But it all starts at the top, and at least they don't have Daniel Snyder there anymore, because that was the big part of it. And I hope Dan Quinn, and Kingsbury and all these guys, they can end up making it work. But, sometimes it's just, same story, different day. Same story, different coach. Same story, same result at the end of the day. So unfortunate, but hopefully they can turn it around. The best part about them is if they could return to being the Washington Redskins. If they can end up getting that to go down, I think that would really it would not only bring the fan base back, but it would give them that juice and that momentum that they would need. And hopefully that after they did that, they can start, going down and making sure that they're crossing their T's and dotting their I's and getting the right people in the building. But, I mean, Dan Quinn is a name, but I just don't think that that's going to be the guy that's going to turn it around in Washington. So we'll see. Yeah, I actually, if you guys would have hired Quinn or Vrabel or Belichick, I think it would have been a big mistake. So you stayed away from those guys and, ended up getting, going from the oldest and Pete to the youngest. And he's got a lot of potential. We don't know if it's going to work out in Seattle for him, but it seems like, we have more confidence in him than we do with these other three, as far as being a head coach. Like, Belichick is old. The message is old. Vrabel, it's just like, if you're going to be like Belichick, you better get results. And if you don't, your message is not going to be heard. If you're going to be yelling and screaming and you're going to be that kind of more vocal coach, once you start losing games and you're starting to harp on guys, the message is not going to be heard and they're going to want you out. And There's a reason why, Vrabel and Belichick are still looking, right? And then, with Dan Quinn, we know that he's a good defensive coordinator, or at least he showed that last year. And then maybe the offense and the play calling with McCarthy and Kellen Moore might have lost it for him. But definitely this year, if you looked at the Dallas defense, it wasn't good all the time. So I feel they were kind of, feeding off the momentum of the great season on defense the year before. And then he was just kind of collecting the accolades. But if you really look at Dallas's numbers on defense, some games were great, but other games were fucking terrible. And when you're supposed to be one of the top, 5 defenses, top 10 defenses in the league, you expect more in December and you expect more in the playoffs. And I get it. It's Dak, it's Jerry Jones, it's the curse of the Cowboys. But that doesn't mean that the defensive side of the ball can't do their job. Special teams, the kicker, the punter, the defense, Micah. So I feel that, even though that we harp on Dak all the time and McCarthy and the coaching and all that, but, the defense needs to be held accountable too. So, yeah, I like the McDonald hire. And then eventually in a couple years, if the Texans don't end up making the AFC Championship game or the Lions don't make the Super Bowl, then we'll see Johnson and Slowick. We'll see them available down the road, to be a head coach. I'm not sure if they would take OC jobs somewhere else because why would you? You're going to be one's coaching CJ Stroud, which is a dream come true, and the other is coaching one of the best offenses not named the Niners in Detroit. So it's like, do you and it's like the pairing is already kind of good. Like how much better is it going to get? Because ultimately, if they end up leaving and being head coaches, they're going to be head coaches of teams that will probably get rid of them, after a year or two if they don't get the results that they're looking for. So sometimes it's better to be an OC or a DC than a head coach. Jacko. Yeah, they can build up that defense, build up the secondary, build up the D line, and try to make it like a baby Ravens type of team. But again, it's all about personnel, and really the main things for the Hawks, if you're looking at it in the next couple years, you're going to want to bring someone in to compete with Geno. It doesn't have to be necessarily this upcoming draft, but in the next couple years, at some point, you're going to be wanting to at least have someone else besides Drew Lock and Geno, so you can like at least choose, go through the pecking order. And then obviously running backs look good. Wide receivers are good. I wouldn't mind a better tight end for Seattle. Building up the O-line, building up the D-line, building up the linebackers, building up the secondary. So O-line, D-line, linebackers, secondary. So pretty much the whole defense needs like a retool. The O-line needs retooling. And then if you can add an athletic tight end, to join Seattle, if you could end up getting like a Sam Laporta-ish kind of player, that would be great. And hopefully they end up getting something like that in the next 5 years. So. Yeah, well, one's offense and one's defense, and I think having a defensive-minded guy will work out good. Especially for Seattle because Seattle hasn't really been known as a defensive team since the Legion of Boom. Back then. And even then, you had Russ, you had Marshawn Lynch, Baldwin, you had a bunch of other guys, Curse, but I felt like with Wagner and that Legion of Boom, that was kind of the identity. And I would assume that McDonald will try to recreate the Legion of Boom the best that he can and try to get pieces that are going to work for his system. You're not going to be able to recreate it. The Legion of Boom, that was a one-of-one. That's a true throwback. But you can try, to get something similar. And if you get something similar, that's going to probably give you that edge that you're going to need to be able to beat out the Niners in the NFC West, if you want to end up winning the NFC West down the road. So. Less than 9 minutes to go in the first period. We're still knotted up at 0. Oh, we're getting scrappy. Oh, they're fighting. Another fight. We got a couple guys getting chippy. McKinnon's got his helmet off. He wants to fight. He's like, you want to go? Kreider and McKinnon wanted to go. Oh, a couple people throwing a couple jabs there. Go. Yeah, but it's going to be crazy though. Like as soon as the Super Bowl is over, and then then we're thinking about the draft and the combine and all that. But it's like, wow, that did get nasty. Oh, they are scrapping, hitting each other back and forth, using the stick on the back. It's like a little jab here, little jab here. I'll use a stick here. I'll push you into the ground here or into the ice. Oh, they're chippy. They're still screaming at each other in the penalty box. I love it. Yeah. Well, Harbaugh's thing is about control. So, if Harbaugh can't have control, it's not going to work. Like, with the Dallas Cowboys, if they ever want to be able to win anything, they have to be able to release control from Jerry, but it just doesn't seem like it's ever going to happen. It's like if you want to keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, it's just going to be that running joke forever until we actually see the Cowboys win a couple games and get to the NFC Championship game. I mean, they don't even need to get to the Super Bowl to have a successful season. All they need to do is win 2 playoff games and not like one against the shitty Buccaneers in Tom Brady's last year when the team's terrible when you're supposed to win. When a team's like 9-8, you're supposed to beat a team like that. But if you can win 2 quality matchups and at least try to get yourself in position for the NFC Championship game, it's much harder than than just saying it out loud. It's definitely difficult, I get, but with the amount of talent that Dallas has had on their roster, it's a lot of it is fundamentals and coaching. And if you don't have the right discipline and the right coaching, you're just going to waste seasons over and over and over again. I mean, imagine being one of the best regular season teams every year, all the hype every year. You have a chance to win 10 to 13 games every year. And then every year, you're awesome in the regular season. You play shitty in December, and then you lose in the first round or in the wild card almost every single year. It's just, that's tough, man. I don't know if I would be able to be a Dallas Cowboy fan. I mean, as long as Jerry Jones is there, you're never winning. But if you can't, realize that you're the problem, Jerry Jones, like if he can't look in the mirror and realize that, it's not about him, it's about the team. But if he can't realize that, then they're going to make profit and they're going to make money, but they're never going to win, the big one. So unless you have the right type of coaches, and hell, I mean, I didn't think that McCarthy was very good or Kellen Moore. But you at least had Dan Quinn there, and McCarthy was helping them, do some good things. But again, it's, being a good regular season team is one thing, but you're never remembered for what you do in the regular season. Legacies are made in the postseason. So it's like, oh, great, you won 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 games, but what did you do in the postseason? Loss. Like, because now it's just like this never-ending joke about the team, that no matter how good they are, hell, they could end up being a team where they end up going 14-3, 15-2, and we're still not going to believe that they can win in a game, in the playoffs. I mean, that's how it's going to be. They're just going to keep winning, and if they get to that point where they're 14-3 or 15-2, I assume that most people will bet against them that they're just going to choke like they always do and fail until we, see otherwise. So, tough franchise to be a fan of for sure. Tripping. Yeah, but again, like I like Dan Quinn as a defensive coordinator, but I hate him as a head coach. There's a lot of guys out there, like Josh McDaniels. I hate him as a head coach, but I think he's an okay play caller. He's not terrible, but again, it all depends on what you have on your roster, and people need to realize that. 4-on-4, fans bringing out the boo birds. But but Slowick and Johnson, I mean, you're talking offensive minded. You guys went for the best defensive minded guy, so it all worked out. You might have wanted Johnson early on. I mean, who didn't, right? But not many people are going to probably leave that situation, and him and Dan Campbell are really close. And I think that he would rather win. He would rather try to win, NFC Championship games and Super Bowls there than going to a team like Atlanta and then just getting fired after 2 years and then maybe trying to come back or going somewhere else. sometimes you just have to realize where you're at. Maybe the grass isn't necessarily greener on the other side, especially if it's going to be for a franchise that has no loyalty to you. And then you just go there. Maybe they don't listen to you. Maybe the players aren't good. Maybe the drafts have been bad. And then all of a sudden he just gets fired after a year or two and gets spit back up into the coaching carousel. So it all worked out for all the teams, I think. So I don't know where Bieniemy is going to land. That is a very good question. Hell, I'd like to see Bieniemy go back to Kansas City, honestly, but I don't know if that's going to be in the cards unless they'd have to fire Nagy first. Because it's not like you're going to have two offensive coordinators on your roster that you're going to pay. So come on, Avs. This is your third power play. You're 0 for 2. Lots of penalties for the Rangers. Colorado just trying to stand their ground. This is the back end of the season now. All-Star game and All-Star, festivities are over. So the focus is trying to get off to a fast start, obviously in these last so-and-so games. 10 shots on goal for Colorado, 8 for New York. Spider 2Y banana, Matt. Spider 2Y banana, baby. I like Steichen. Like I said, Steichen's not going to be the problem. The problem is going to be AR staying healthy. That's really going to be the only thing. It's beefing up the wide receivers and the tight ends, getting more O-line, beefing up the defense, and as long as you're able to do that, and the better quality receivers and tight ends you are able to bring AR, the better he's going to do. But also you got to make sure you're focusing on the O-line and you're not just trying to put butts in the seats by getting all these big names at wide receiver and tight end and then forgetting about the O-line because, if you don't, protect him, he's not going to be able to go through the progression. So, but I think that they got something cooking there. But again, it's going to be tough because the Texans are starting to get good. The Jags are good. Now you're good. So now it's really like there's only one shit team in the division, the Titans, and then all the other three are going to be punching each other in the mouth every year, trying to be able to get one spot. And if you're lucky, maybe 2 spots. But most likely in that division, you're only going to get one unless both teams can hit like 10 or 11 wins, which is possible. But there is going to be some years where you're only going to get one team out of the South. And that's same thing with the NFC South on that end. I mean, we're much worse than you guys are on that side, but typically the AFC South or NFC South, as of late, obviously post Brady, those are the 2 worst divisions in football. Maybe not the AFC South anymore, but they were at one point, obviously, when the Jags were the worst team in the NFL, and then you guys didn't have Stroud or AR there. So at that point, you guys were really, really bad, and now the NFC South has taken the reins. Bowers would be nice. I mean, when's the last time you had an elite tight end in Indy? Like elite. Like what, Dallas Clark? So you've been waiting. And remember how much of an impact Clark made. That would be big, big, big. Then you would have to get Bowers in fantasy if you did fantasy. But the thing is, it all depends on with Bowers, like how often do they get him the ball? Are you going to get him the ball like Kyle Pitts, where he's like irrelevant, or are you going to get him the ball like Laporta? So you can have the skill set, all you want, but if you're not getting targets and opportunities, then you'll fizzle away. Like Kyle Pitts, I don't even know if he'll ever be able to rebound. From his time there in Atlanta, like they might have to ship him off somewhere else where he actually gets an opportunity to get the ball. But it is what it is. Oh, drag route, bro. Drag route. Yeah. Well, this we'd have to work into the game, First, bubble screen, what I mean, going into the flat, I got to make sure we build it up, with the play action. It can't just be run, pass or pass, run. Sometimes it's got to be play action on first down to get you open. You feel me? All right, let's try to squeeze in a few more photos. And make sure you're taking care of your mental health. It's very important. You only got one, baby. Let's go. See if I can squeeze a couple in here. Gosh, I can't believe I have to wait till Saturday for the Kraken. I mean, golly, Saturday? That's a long time to wait. I already had to wait a few days before the All-Star game, and then now I think I got to wait a whole nother week. Killing me. Bring me back to the Winter Classic, baby. Golly, look at that. That's just beautiful right there. Undefeated. You're never going to find a hockey jersey cooler than that. Period. And every year they're going to do the Winter Classic, and I'm going to compare the Seattle jersey to everyone else's, and it's not even going to come close. 30 to go. Hey, if we got to plug you in at tight end or wide receiver, you could do that. You're athletic. Hell, when I played Pop Warner back in the day, I was backup quarterback because we had Nick Costa, who was like a lefty, who ended up winning, the 100-meter dash as a freshman and a sophomore in the state of Oregon. Got a scholarship to Arizona in the same kind of draft class as Derek Anderson going from Scappoose to Oregon State, then the NFL, and then also Kellen Clemens from Burns, Oregon, when he was in like 2A, and then he ended up going to Oregon. But Costa never really got a chance to thrive. But let me tell you, when you have a left-handed quarterback in 7th, 8th grade who can throw like 70-yard spirals, and, we were running like jet sweeps where he would just hike the ball and then run down the sideline and no one could catch him because he was running like 4.2. So, even when a corner had an angle or somebody, no one could catch him. It was the most hilarious thing to watch. All these football teams getting so angry at our quarterback because he was just faster than everybody on the field. But nice save. Less than 4 minutes to go in the first period, baby. Yeah, well, I mean, anybody that's on social media, I don't think there's really going to be anything that's going to slip through our fingers. Like, I mean, the amount of reading that gets done, whether I want to know that information or not, it comes up on my timeline. So, but a lot of those award shows, it's sometimes the right people, end up getting the right awards, and and sometimes others maybe get snubbed. So, good save. Less than 3 minutes to go in the first period. Still knotted up at 0. Good save. But it was like, even with like Jay-Z, talking about, Beyonce, how she's got the most, but never won album of the year. But it's possible to have like really good songs, but you just don't have enough good songs to make a great album. But again, that doesn't really make a lot of sense either. Yeah, that you can have the most, but never win album of the year. But again, I guess it's all about, the popularity. There it is. 1-0 Avs. There we go. Yes, sir. Nathan McKinnon, baby. Yes, sir. McKinnon is so fun to watch. In between the defenders. Wow, he is so good. I see you, Nathan. Beast mode. That gave me like Joe Sakic vibes. I might have to go play my NHL 2002 after this. Martin Brodeur on the Devils, and Sakic and company, obviously, with the Avs. Patrick Waugh. 1-0 Avs. Here we go. Maybe we'll get a hat trick out of McKinnon today. He seemed very focused, like early on. Again, like, helmet came off, was jabbing at some of the other, opponents. Definitely chirping back and forth. He was locked in at the very beginning of the game. So less than a minute to go. Where do they live? Are those the ones that live in Colorado? Or near there? Islanders up 1-0 on Toronto as well. Weird that we only have 2 games, on the first day back after the All-Star break, but I guess travel and then just the way that the schedule is set up. So I'm already missing Oregon Duck football. I'm already missing college football like a lot. But I'm glad that we definitely dove in, and we ended up doing a hell of a lot more games than I anticipated, which I'm glad that we did that. And then if I can get to a point where I can do like reaction videos to some of the highlights and whatnot for some of the other matchups as well. But it all depends on the timing and everything. End of the first period, 1-0 Avs. But I really enjoyed, I always would, you always hope that you can get a little bit more support, but I had a blast, covering the NFL and college football, and we just have to keep grinding it out, whether it be, NFL, college football, NASCAR, MLB, NHL. We just got to keep it moving. This is, 365 days. All right. So what do you guys want me to put up for photos? I'll throw up some for Odin and for Megan. So let me throw up a couple for Odin here. We're getting into, obviously, Super Bowl Sunday as well. Let me do a couple Devils and a couple Chief photos. And then we'll go back to Megan. And then by the time we do that, we should be probably pretty close to having the second period start. So. Nathan McKinnon, Hawks. Okay, I got you. I might got to wait a couple weeks, but it'll be worth it once I see this. Jack Hughes is back, baby. Couple more weeks. Delete some of these. 1-0 Avs. Andy. Hey, Odin, my boy. What's up? I just was pulling up some photos for you. I got a Jack Hughes file for you, and I decided to I've been throwing up photos for you pretty much while you were gone. But we will be doing Devils tomorrow. Good timing, bro. How are you? Thank you so much for your support. It means a lot. You know, anytime we go through like 1 or 2 or 3 streams where we hit, you know, very low numbers or nothing, it definitely gets a little depressing. And then I'm really happy that we had the two of you started off, and hopefully we can have maybe a few people come through at some point and finish it off to help us get there. But I appreciate you guys very, very much. Anything that you want to see specifically on the Chiefs or the Devils, you let me know. But I figured I'd throw up some Chief photos for you, Devils photos for you, and then Kraken and Seahawks for Megan while we're waiting. Little DT for you. We got Monday Night Raw coming up pretty soon too. Yeah, you always do, bro. That's why you're the OG, man. I appreciate you more than you know. Nice. Hold up here. Give you a couple. I don't know how long you're going to be able to be here for if you're just stopping by. I got you. I got you, bro. He ain't back yet, but we'll post that graphic when he does come back. A few more weeks. Wish he was healthy. Hope you enjoyed those. I got to create files for the two of you. Probably have to create one for Reflect as well for the people that actually support. Appreciate you, man. All right, let's get some Seahawk photos up here for Megan. You let me know what you want Seahawk-wise, and I got you. right. Well, but we got to put your new coach in there. We got to make sure we also sprinkle in some Pete in there for you. But we can also do a little bit of the new coach, old coach, whatever. Oh, nice. Strong right, slot, Z right, spider 2Y, banana, Z over on 2. Ready, break. Appreciate you, man. So there's not very many people like you. You know, it's like, we had a run a couple of years ago, where we might have had, 10 plus heavy hitters. And then last year that reduced, and then we still have a few that are still holding it down for me and Paisley. And I really do appreciate you very, very much. Obviously with Reflect and Odin and Megan, and Cyberpunk, those are the kind of the main ones that have held it down. I also have a few others that will sprinkle in some love from time to time, but I really, really do appreciate you, man. Because, it's like, for me, it's like I don't have a regular job, where I can just, clock in and make $20 in an hour and then work a day and make $100 to $200 and, do 5-6 days. Some days we're going to, be really good. And then other days, I might be, at a 0 or like a 5. And no one likes to be able to grind it out for hours for nothing. But, but I do appreciate you very, very much, Mike. Odin's son ain't fucking around. $70 dono. He's making sure that he has to set the example. Because again, for the others and like the newbies, if we can't get like the regulars and the heavy hitters not only to show up on a regular basis, but to donate when they can, what is going to make someone new to the channel, let alone sub, comment, but even donate if they're not seeing it done from others? So I appreciate you very, very much, man. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, a little cactus jack, bang, bang. Appreciate you. Very excited about the Super Bowl on the weekend, and it's kind of a win-win for me. Because like I said, if the Chiefs win, then Mahomes and the legacy, everything goes up, and you know how much I love stats, analytics, and history. And then if the Niners end up winning, it'll be Kyle Shanahan finally gets the monkey off its back. But I'm just not sure if Brock Purdy is going to be able to outplay, Patrick Mahomes. It really should be more like Christian McCaffrey versus Patrick Mahomes. Who's going to have the bigger game? Because if you go Mahomes and Purdy, you would assume Mahomes would. But again, with defenses that are as good as the Niners and the Chiefs, there may be some interceptions or fumbles from Mahomes and with Purdy. You just don't really know. But I'm hoping it ends up being a fantastic game. Yeah, I appreciate you, man. It means a lot. Got to make up for some of the others, and I know how hard you work. You know what I mean? You see how hard I work as well, and I just, when you work, when you put everything into something, and you're putting in a lot of grind, a lot of effort, a lot of time, you just want to feel that you're getting your worth out of what you're doing and what you're putting in. So I appreciate you very, very much, man. Yeah, it sucks for me also with like tax stuff. I never get anything back. It's like I'm going to be paying every single year, for the rest of my life as long as I'm doing this stream. So I'm never getting any money back. And if anything, I'm owing. So, and so it's like, people don't realize, I might be grinding it out and working every day, but that doesn't necessarily mean I'm making money, or being able to buy stuff for myself. In reality, like I'm almost working for free, trying to be able to pay back shit from before. So that way that I don't get any penalties or anything negative towards my name. So, yeah. Well, everyone's bitching about the practice field at UNLV. It seems like the conditions aren't very good there, but, it is what it is. Yeah, you're an OG, man. I wish you lived closer to me. I think you're the, like, out of all the people, there's a lot of people on the channel, but it's like crazy to think that, you're on one side and I'm on the other. But, I know that if you lived in Oregon or if I lived in New York, we would find a way, we would find a way to be able to meet up. I mean, there's no question about that. Oh yeah, BWO, dude. I've always wanted a BWO shirt. Also, I've never, but the thing is, with the BWO shirts, right, they have a couple variations. So if we get the blue World Order shirts, right, then they have the ones that say BWO that are blue, that have the white BWO, and then they have the BWO shirts that actually have the names of the guys on the faction on the back. Like Big Stevie Cool, and it actually has like, the names of the members on the back. There's a couple variations of the shirts, and I know that you'll do some research and see which one looks best. So, what do you want to do for photos? You got anything else that you want me to be able to put up? And thank you for your generosity, man. Mr. Williams, Odin, Megan, Reflect, Cyberpunk. It's like we might not have, 10 plus like we did a few years ago, but I'm really thankful that we still have people that are loyal to the soil. I mean, it does really mean a lot for me, especially with all the hard work and energy and effort that I put in, doing especially not just the NFL, but college football and wrestling and NBA and college hoops and NHL and NASCAR. And it's also a good thing for mental health, too. So, whether people want to realize it or not, even if we don't get like a huge crowd, that doesn't bother me. It's just being able to make a difference in people's lives on the daily.
And if we're going through something, for us to be able to talk it out and to be able to go over and express like how things are going. And I think that really is a beneficial thing to have. A lot of people don't have that in their life, whether it be face to face on where they're living with boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, or whatever roommate situation, friends in person, as well as just, people that are friends, quote unquote, virtually. But again, like you guys know, some of us, are closer on the channel than we are with people that are in our lives face to face. I mean, that's just the reality of it all. So. With action, yeah. I'll have to go do some research too to see what I can find. 8-bit Nintendo. I mean, like I said, I like being able to go through the old school. Is that what you're talking about? Aiden says, "Let's go, Abs." But yeah, like I said, with the PS2, I want to be able to try to find that 64 wire because like I said, I've been seeing more and more posts about GoldenEye. Either people like going crazy over it, or or like a walkthrough, like a playthrough, of like the first level. And it's like the sound effects in that game are so undefeated. They're so good. The way that the weapons sound and the sound effects, like I've really been itching to play some GoldenEye. And I still have my files saved on there too. So. You sent me the link on text message or through the Discord, or what did you send me the link? I appreciate you very, very much, man. And also, it means a lot too, Odin, because like I said, I only have a few people that help me out on the Cash App part. So it's like I'll get people that will do like the super chat, which is great, right? So that way I can have like rent and bills for the following month. But as anyone knows, you got to have some money to be able to like live. You got to be able to pay bills as they come, and then you also have to be able to like afford food or being able to buy things. So it means a lot, bro. Oh, Big Stevie Cool, the blue guy, Hollywood. Said you can't find the BWO sleeveless XXL on Pro Wrestling tees. You just got to be able to find the BWO one. We'll do some research. We'll look through. Yeah, anytime that someone says anything 8-bit, I'm thinking like NES. I'm thinking like Nintendo. Or they're getting chippy out there. Yeah, I usually try not to play anything that's not like approved, just based off the free stuff that's through the software, on there. Because I don't know what, because like I said, it's one thing to be able to, some kind of like copyright thing, but then also to like block the video, or to block the stream, or to penalize me like they did, when I did the World Baseball Classic, where I wasn't even able to record for a week. So I'm probably not going to put anything, on the stream itself because I don't know what they're going to do. It's like I didn't do anything wrong, in the World Baseball Classic, but maybe they thought I was actually playing the actual game. They could hear like the audio in the background from my TV, but it was just like still photos, and maybe they thought that. I don't know, but all I know is I didn't do anything wrong, and they took money out of my pocket for a whole week, which was already a bad spot that I was in. But then not being able to record, even though I still recorded on Twitter/X, but it's not the same, but you want to be able to, have it on Twitter X as like an alternate, but you want to be able to work, and not being able to work for a week sucked. It definitely put me in kind of a depression mode. So. But if I knew, but if I knew that I could, and everything would be cool, then I would 100%. I would. So posting original on YouTube was more than the concert. Unless I was able to like listen to it, through like the Discord or something. But because a lot of times when I'm streaming, I got like audio coming through, but you guys can't hear it on your end. You can only hear me when I'm talking on the mic, unless I have something on my TV. And then you can hear the audio in the background. But a lot of times I have multiple things going on at the same time that I can hear like in the studio, but you guys can't hear there because it's just through the microphone and whatnot. So we'll figure it out at some point. I mean, I just never have really people goes to actual racing games in their feet. Yeah, and like I said, if I was a little bit more technical on like what I could do, what I can't do, what I was able, like if I could end up, putting in like some kind of verbiage, in there, and so that way that I don't get my video blocked or a copyright strike. Because if you end up getting a couple copyright strikes, then your channel's gone. So it's like I love music, and everything, but I don't want to put my channel at risk, with everything. I mean, it's I've grinded so hard, at this point, and more than likely it would just be like a copyright strike, something like that. But again, you never know. Like World Baseball Classic, I mean, it's one thing to like take my video down and to like, to block the video, but they didn't have any right to block me from making any, new videos or live streams for a week. I mean, that was fucking harsh as hell. So yeah, I don't know, man. Like social media stuff, you just never know, if they're gonna like, it's like I did the NFC championship game reaction, highlights and reaction, and they let me keep the AFC one, and then they blocked the NFC one. So that was kind of bullshit because I knew I was gonna get good views on both, and I'm gonna start to use my image on the reaction videos. I did, obviously for the AFC championship game, I'll use that same image for the Super Bowl highlights and reaction, and I know I'll get better views. Obviously with I'll use different arrows and different colors, and I'll have me on the left with my, Derek Brooks jersey or whatever. And I know once I do that moving forward, that we'll get more views, on the reaction videos and get more subs and whatnot. So, well, of course, We already know that with Monday Night Raw, and no one is going to be like The Rock went from being like one of the most popular, rooted for wrestlers, just like Stone Cold, but then now being on the board at TKO and now not having Cody and Roman, because essentially it's not the fact that it's just The Rock taking, Cody's spot for this match at WrestleMania, but with Brock Lesnar and Vince McMahon, it had like a trickle down effect. CM Punk, Seth Rollins, everything kind of got fucked up and trickled down with injuries and storyline and allegations and people getting fired and on all that. But the simple fact that Rock is a part timer, and if him and Roman are going to wrestle, he's not going to win the belt. Like, that would be the most shocking thing of it all. That if the streak was going to end, it would be to The Rock, like a part timer. Like, there's a reason why certain wrestlers get so upset, when they're wrestling all the time, like a CM Punk or like a Seth Rollins, and all of a sudden, Hollywood Rock guy comes in here, and they've been working all year for that opportunity, and all of a sudden, here comes Dwayne Johnson, and then, and the thing is that Dwayne's not going to win. So it's like you already know what's going to happen. They're going to wrestle. There'll be some anticipation. It'll be slow. And then all of a sudden there'll be some bullshit or run in at the end. Roman will retain. It's not going to, it's not going to be the ending I think people think that they're going to get, or the reaction that they're going to get from the fans. You know what I'm saying? So, but at least if Cody was going to fight him, that you would think, okay, maybe Cody wins. Maybe, maybe he wins here, or at least that there's a chance for him to win. With The Rock, there is no chance. So you already know the outcome. So it's like, it sucks. So one zero Colorado. Blow some shit up. It's good to be able to go and get some video games in for sure. Blow some shit up. All good. I appreciate your support. Strange mood. Yeah, that's all right. That's how it goes sometimes. I mean, I think sometimes with the weather, I've noticed too, when it's like really sunny, 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 and then all of a sudden you get that gloomy rain, especially if you go through the ups and downs with like depression and anxiety. Like, you got no reason to feel kind of off, right? But then sometimes just looking outside at that gloomy weather, if that's the case, something like that, where it's like I still feel good. I don't know why I feel a little off, but most of the time it's like as long as I get the exercise out there with Paisley, then it's no big deal. So, but we love you and we appreciate you. Yeah, I get that way too sometimes. It's like I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine, and then all of a sudden, it's like thoughts running in our heads, or you look outside and whatever weather, or whatever it may be. But hopefully things get better for you. Go blow some shit up, and that'll make you feel better. Anytime a new game comes out, I get that. All right, Odin son, you have a link that you're gonna send me on text message or something. Well, that's what you wanted anyways, right? You wanted it at the Garden. So do you think that The Rock is going to beat Roman and then Cody's going to beat The Rock for the belt? Is that what people are thinking it's going to happen? That The Rock is going to beat Roman, Roman will disappear and go to like Hollywood or whatever, and he'll be gone for a while, and then The Rock will have the belt for what? Like I mean, like what, a month? A couple months, and then all of a sudden Cody will beat him for the belt. But that's not the thing is, if Cody ends up getting the belt from The Rock, if that scenario happens, like the whole buildup from Cody and Roman, it like disappears. It's like you want Cody to end up getting the belt from Roman, right? I mean, you would want to be able to, I guess, for Cody's sake, I guess just having the belt, regardless of who you get it from. But I think fans want it, Cody to get it from Roman, not Cody to get it from The Rock. But yeah, no, I hear you. But if you got something like some kind of link or something you want to send me by text message, I don't know. Like I said, so, especially with the as many channels that are out there, sometimes they're channels are nitpicky and some are going to be okay with things and whatnot. So, but hopefully Monday Night Raw ends up being pretty good. About 10 minutes to go here in the second period. 1-0 Colorado. But I'm really happy I found that Stone Cold, bro. I was like, I had to go digging through all those figures. So I got it all set up here in my room. I got like tubs in my room, my whole dresser. It's like all craziness. And I think that's probably my favorite wrestling figure that I own out of all of them. That Japanese Stone Cold. 4 different heads, multiple hands, beer, beer cans. New York kind of going through the motions. Lots of penalties in that first period, but they're still fighting. 1-0 Avs. But ultimately, you're not going to be able to make everybody happy in wrestling. Wrestling fans are not all going to be able to be happy. Obviously they have some long-term storytelling that they're trying to accomplish and whatnot. But when you have injuries or you have other scandals and other things that happen, sometimes plans change. Six shots on goal in the second period for Colorado, 5 for the Rangers. Less than 9 minutes to go in the second period. 1-0 Avs. Well, 3-on-2. Whoa, hit the video board. Let's go. What you know about that? Blue, 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 blue world order. The blue meanie. Big Stevie Cool. Yeah, I hear you. The head of the table, yeah. Like I said, I just think it's one of those things, as far as like part timers, when you see people that have like been busting their ass, and then you're trying to get to that point, for the big things, whether it be Royal Rumble or SummerSlam or WrestleMania, and then all of a sudden you get your spot taken from you and whatnot. So for you, Cody gets the belt off who? Rock? That makes sense in your brain. Because Cody versus Rock, what's the buildup? There isn't any. Like they don't have a feud. You know what I mean? But like with Roman and Cody, we've already kind of seen it. You know what I mean? So it's like I understand the head of the table and everything, but when you've been building a feud, and then all of a sudden The Rock just steps in, it's like I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's like as far as like wrestling fans are concerned, even if you love The Rock, it's like and also, being on the TKO board and everything like that. I mean, Cody wants to take everything from Roman. Because if Cody's not winning it from Roman, it doesn't make any sense for him to win it from The Rock. It's like, unless you're just getting the belt to be like, look at me, I'm champion, Dad. Dusty smiling down from heaven, looking at him, but it's not only about like winning the belt, it's like who you're winning it against and like the match itself. It's like I don't like watching Roman wrestle, but Cody and Roman would be better than Cody than The Rock. There's no real backstory to it. But well, I guess we'll have to wait and see how it all plays out. But it sounds like you got it in your head on like what it could happen. I'm still trying to kind of take everything in with all the moving pieces and whatnot of what we thought we were going to get and what we're probably going to get. So yeah. How good do you think WrestleMania is going to be? You think WrestleMania is going to end up being pretty good? Yeah, and plus, Rock, Rock takes the title. You never said, yeah. Also, too, right? If you're gonna have Rock and Roman at WrestleMania, right? Why did Cody win the Royal Rumble then? What was the whole purpose? Because when you win the Royal Rumble, you end up going for the belt. You know, so and obviously you were going to do like the whole CM Punk versus Seth Rollins, and now you have to go Cody and Seth, but that wasn't a part of what was going to happen. Like you don't win the Royal Rumble to go to the second opponent. You know what I mean? You go to the Royal Rumble to win the best belt that's available, right? I mean, at least that's how it's been in the past. If Rock loses, see the thing is though, I don't think anyone gives a shit about The Rock anymore. Like if anything, he's getting a lot of bad press, and I don't think anyone like if he gets in there and starts doing moves, well, all the people that used to cheer for him are gonna boo. It's like all the like his fan base is shrinking. Like he's still gonna have the fans there, and we don't know how much pub and control he has with the writers and TKO. You know what I'm saying? But I know you want it to be in the Garden. Would you be able to watch? Would you be able to go if it was there in New York? Is that a part of it because you want to actually physically see it yourself? I mean, Madison Square Garden's got a lot of history and whatnot too, but And it's one thing if you have like Stone Cold and Kevin Owens, and then you're like, having a match, but there's no like title implications. It's just like for fun. But again, when you get someone that is a part timer, and if he's there, but I don't know. There's many things. The merger, yeah. Well, it's not only that, but then Rock being on the board on the TKO, and then and again, if you win the Royal Rumble, I've never seen it where you win the Royal Rumble and you don't face the champ at WrestleMania, and that's essentially what we're getting, right? Because we were gonna have what CM Punk and Seth. CM Punk got hurt, so now Cody wins the Rumble, 2 years in a row, but then now you don't even get to go against Roman, unless they do like a triple threat and they change the WrestleMania card. And so I think the merger, and there's a lot of factors why you know things are like this. I feel. And obviously Cody being the baby face. So yeah, but CM Punk kind of fucked everything there, with the injury, because that build up with him and Seth after he came out and Seth being angry. So I mean, they were trying to build that storyline up. So, but again, like most people know, wrestling is more than just two athletes going, one on one. It's build up, storyline, and having it make sense. And if you just throw wrestlers into a match, it doesn't, like, it's not going to be received as well and not as believable or fun. For the fans, it's like you're going to have reality TV and you're going to have fake TV, but again, you also want to have proper build up. Storytelling is a big part of wrestling. So flashy Hollywood title. Yeah. I can't wait to see what they do. But I don't think I've ever seen The Rock take so much heat, like ever. This is like the first time, even when he was a heel, and one thing, but then obviously he got pretty big with the Nation of Domination and everything. And then his career took off. But I don't think that The Rock has ever been perceived as like negative ever, right? Maybe the last time was in his like wrestling days before he became a name, with like the Nation of Domination. But that was probably the last time people were talking negatively about The Rock. And I don't think I've seen more bad press or negative comments, towards him than I have as of late. Some for good reason, some for not good reason, but yeah. So if Cody ends up getting the belt, how long would you like to have him hang on to it for? Is he going to hang on to it for 6 months, a year? Is he only going to have it for a couple months and drop it? Less than 4 minutes to go in the second period. 1-0 Avs. How good is Raw so far? Has it been pretty good? Oh, good save. I just hope WrestleMania is good. Regardless of outcomes and matches, I just hope it ends up being a great watch. Seth Roman, yeah, I would love to see that. Seth and Cody is always good because they match up very well, style wise and body size. So it's going to be a good match. But anytime you get a bigger wrestler and then a more athletic wrestler, someone has to put in a little bit more work, selling the moves and kind of carrying the match. But you could pretty much put Seth and Cody versus anybody, and they're going to do their part. So yeah, well, it's more than just one person getting hurt. CM Punk getting hurt, Brock Lesnar in the storyline, being eliminated from pretty much WWE, Vince, and then the TKO merger, and then The Rock is on the board, and then maybe he's got some pull, with the writers and whatnot. I mean, nobody really knows, nobody really knows all the truth unless you're a part of the board. Just like in the NFL and college football, we assume we know certain things, but it's all a lot of times rumor or hypothetical. We assume we know, but we only know what's, obviously being said or, what's being delivered. So let Cody keep it a year and 6 months. I always like Kurt Angle. I got that old SmackDown figure when SmackDown was like first debuting, and they did those wrestling figures of SmackDown. I got a very, very early Rock and Kurt Angle in the package still, like from like 98, 99, long time ago. You just want Cody to get the Garden moment. Yeah, I think for you want the Garden moment, but I think everyone else just wants Cody to beat Roman, regardless of where it's at. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't know like what Roman's going to do after he loses the belt, if he's going to disappear or if he'll still be floating around for a few months wrestling other people like Seth or something. Like what is the status of that? But I totally get it. The Garden moment is big. You know what I mean? But I think a majority of the fans that are pissed off, they just want to be able to see Cody, WrestleMania and have his moment, at WrestleMania and get the belt. But I guess you're not going to be able to make everybody happy. We'll have to wait and see how they all, and things may adjust between now and WrestleMania and next year, with injuries and storyline and other potential buyouts and collabs and other things. So we'll see. Notre Dame not getting a nat. Hey, Oregon needs a nat too, dude. End of the second period, 1-0 Avs. But I do like watching the Notre Dame games for you. Like anytime I throw a Notre Dame on, I'm always thinking about you, bro. All right, 1-0. We got one more period to go. All right, let me know where you want to go photo wise. We want to go wrestling, wherever you want. You let me know, Odin. I got you. I wish they weren't so stingy with things. Otherwise, I'd be able to do like music and all kinds of other stuff. But I mean, I don't want to risk, any negative shit happening to my channel. So 60 more to 2. Let's go. Belly boy. I love it. Blue meanie, baby. Big Stevie Cool, the blue guy, Hollywood. Yeah, I know you are. You love it. You want to have it all. I'm old school too, bro. I get it. I get it. And the meaning of the garden and the significance of it. Yeah, I get it. So what pay-per-views are going to be at Madison Square Garden in the next 2 years? Like what pay-per-views are already lined up to be at Madison Square Garden for like this year and next year? I'm actually surprised that Notre Dame hasn't joined the Big Ten already. It makes the most sense for them, being in Indiana and being in that conference in the Big Ten, you know. And now USC is there, so it's like all the rivalries would be lined up. So the blue guy. Man, I'm gonna have to go back and watch some like old school ECW tonight. Oh, look at the BWO. I don't know if those were custom ones that they just made out of like, the custom t-shirt shop, and they're like, we need BWO white shirts. I kind of like those. Those are fire too. Those look like more of like a bootleg BWO before they actually got their blue BWO shirts to make like more professional looking. But I don't know, all of them look cool. BWO, man. We gotta keep it alive, Odin, you and me. Not a lot of people talk about it. There's more people that got LWO stuff because of obviously the new resurgence of like the LWO, but BWO is just like ECW. It's like a lot of it is forgotten, but the OGs like you and me, we still remember. Hmm. Have you seen this one, Odin? Look at this one. So you got the one that says Blue World Order, right? You got the one that says BWO Blue World Order with the box, just like the NWO and the LWO, right? Either Wolfpack or Black and White. Looks incredibly dope, right? But look at this one. Have you ever seen this one? Look at that one. That is kind of cool. I'm not sure if I like the placement of the BWO, like underneath it. You know what I mean? Like maybe having the BWO in the front and then on the back of the shirt having the wrestlers on the back. Maybe doing it like that. Or figuring a way to put the BWO box and the wrestlers like all in one box together, something like that. So I don't really necessarily like the two boxes stacked on each other. Maybe BWO in the front and then the images of the guys on the back, but there's going to be variations though. There's going to be like a lot of bootleg ones as well, cutoffs, long T-shirts. Some that are going to have a bigger box on the BWO. Bootleg, bootleg, bootleg. All the bootlegs. I'm looking at all the BWO. But yeah, the BWO with the wrestlers and the BWO underneath, it just doesn't look good. They needed to change that up. Oh my God. Look at this fucking gem I just found. Get the fuck out of here. So this shirt isn't very stylish because they just have the format all fucked up, right? Right. But then look at this. Look at this gem. This looks like it might be original. Look at this fucking gem. So this is like a 4. Look at this. Oh, baby. On a scale of 1 to 10, that's a billion. Like if you had to pay like $50 to $100 for a shirt, yeah, I would be rocking this in a heartbeat. That is sick. How come I've never seen this before? My goodness. Dope. That might be the best one I've ever seen with the wrestlers on it and it has them on it in a way where it's not, stacked on top of each other. It's like got the logo, but it's got them. Oh, so dope. That is cool. I've never seen that. How's Monday Night Raw going? Let me go through some more photos here. Wow, this thing is insane. I need that. But knowing my luck, that's probably like a medium or like a small kids or something. I love the mustache painted on with marker. Let's go. Let me see if I can find some Notre Dame Joe Montana. Wow, look at that. Let's go, baby. Like I said, I just did a search, like on the Google search. I've never seen that. I've seen a lot of BWO, bootleg or reel, but I've never seen something that actually had the wrestler images on it like that. Like that was pretty sweet. It's like Joe Montana. I mean, like I said, I don't got a lot of Notre Dame Joe Montana besides that freeze frame that I showed you that I found. I got it in the room here. I'll show you. I know I've showed you, but let me see. Let me grab it here real quick. But I remember being at the card shop, and looking for collectibles, and they made like a Ken Griffey Jr. freeze frame and a few of the other athletes, but not too many are as nice as this one. You can't really see the green too much, or it's going to get distorted with the. It kind of looks blue and then white because of the field. But obviously, Joe Montana is green, but you can't really see it because of the field. But and obviously, Joe Montana is green there, but the different poses. And then the whole package is like pretty much green, so you can't. It's all. I'd have to take a picture of it and then put it up there, but It's got the three different poses: Notre Dame, 49ers, Chiefs. Pretty fucking cool. See, I'll actually let me see. Where's the I'll do it this way so that way people can actually see it. All right, I sent it to Sarah here. But I love these freeze frames. They're usually not horribly expensive. Condition is everything on these, and I just like the fact that there's three, and a lot of times it'll be like Ken Griffey Jr. in three different poses, like batting, swinging, and then the follow through swing. Like three different poses. But this is one of the ones that actually has three different teams in it, with the Notre Dame Joe Montana and helmet removable, then the Joe Montana with the follow through pose with the Niners, and then the touchdown Chiefs pose, obviously with the Chiefs helmet. I mean, that's if that's not cool, I don't know what is. I mean, that's a fucking badass combo. One of the best freeze frames that's ever been made. And then the back, obviously with green screen, it gets distorted when I show it on the screen, but it's fucking cool, man. Like I wouldn't mind like starting to collect some of the other freeze frames. I know they have a Griffey, Grant Hill and Cal Ripken, new owners of the Orioles, Rubenstein, Ragetti. So Grant Hill and Cal Ripken have part ownership in the Orioles. Good for them. Orioles are hot right now. Which one? The blue meanie one that I showed that has the images on it. I would assume that's $100 shirt because that's super rare. Like I said, if it wasn't as cool looking, then maybe like 50. But when you get something that looks like that, I would assume that's a 75 or $100 shirt. Because it's vintage, it's old, and it's fucking rare. The third period is on the way here in a second. Nothing better than this guy right here, though. Japanese Stone Cold, Davey, with beer cans. Don't get no better than that. I got a lot of Joe Montana stuff in here. Starting lineups, McFarland's, Joe Montana. Almost all like a lot of my stuff is like no sleeves and stuff, but I've gotten used to wearing some shirts that have sleeves on them. Maybe just because the weather's a little bit colder, but all right. Let me know anything else that you want me to throw up here. I got you. You let me know, brother. I appreciate you. I mean, I like the original BWO look, but I'm just saying, that with the blue shirt. But gosh, man, that's an incredible fucking shirt, man. I've never seen shit like that. Yeah, I would assume this is like $100 to $125 shirt. So 75 at the very least. I mean, if someone was willing to sell it for 50, you'd be getting like ripped off. Like, there's definitely going to be someone that would be willing to pay 70 to 100 for it. Come on, man. They don't. Even NWO shirts haven't looked like that. Like, I don't know who made that shirt, but it looks awesome. I wonder what the back looks like. No picture of the back. Maybe nothing on the back, or just like designs. All right, third period has started. 1-0 Avs. Odin is the MVP like he typically is. I appreciate you very, very much. BWO. Yeah, I'm just a fan of old school ECW too. Like, all those people that used to chant EC dub, that was me. Like, I love that shit. I introduced it to all my friends, out here in Oregon. They didn't even know what the hell ECW was. They didn't know who Rob Van Dam was and Taboo. I had to educate all these motherfuckers in my friend group. I was like, you guys have been wasting your time watching WWF and WCW. I was like, I love that shit too, but I was like, if you guys want hardcore wrestling, you guys are missing out. Panarin blocked. I mean, hell, we did backyard wrestling, in part due of ECW. Had 10 or 15 people a part of it, had 20, 30, 40 people watch us. We had 3 locations with trampolines, and we would jump off roofs and all kinds of crazy stuff. ECW was definitely a part of that, too. 1-0 Avs. We're in the third period now. How was the first hour of Monday Night Raw? What would you grade Monday Night Raw for the first hour, 1 to 10? I'll probably end up watching it later tonight. Since there's no other games on, I'll spend some time with Paisley and go from there. Yeah, no, man, there was a lot, you know what I mean? Like, I had one buddy, Dan, his favorite wrestler was The Undertaker, so his shit was kind of like Undertaker themed. I had another Asian buddy, who's Korean and stuff, and he loved HBK, so he kind of had like an HBK moniker. We had another guy, Sean, that loved Triple H, and so he was kind of like a Triple H thing. And then for me and some of the other wrestlers that when we ended up doing it, we rock like NWO Wolfpack or NWO shirts that we got from like Sam Goody or one of the music stores that had them on clearance, and ended up rocking those and the Asian sensations, baby. 1-0 Avs. ECW 1 a.m. Eastern. Oh, I bet. Yeah, but it was what's up, Alex? Yeah, we had 3 locations that had property and that had that, but I had I always wanted match of the year, and whatnot. So I let the Undertaker guy. He was like a bigger, a redheaded white dude. I let him power bomb me off the trampoline, like onto like the grass concrete, and I fucking wiggled around on the ground. And you're already up 3-4 feet off the ground, and then for someone to pick you up and then push you off, to make sure you don't land on your head, and then you're landing on your back. I mean, it was probably one of the stiffest, moves that were done, besides people jumping off roofs and stuff like that. But no one took a harder spill than that. But did I get match of the year at the end? You bet your ass I did. But again, we were pretty skilled too. We could do like Hurricane Ranas, and we actually like practiced and stuff. And we had a person record, and then we had a person edit and do intros and made it like a pay-per-view. And then once we had it all completed and edited, we'd go back to the dude's house and like rewatch it and eat pizza, and then watch like a regular pay-per-view, and then watch our pay-per-view. So I mean, backyard wrestling was our life back then. Big save. Yeah, we remember Alex. What's good with you, bro? Yeah, I'm trying to remember what we ended up calling it. If it was TWF or whatever we decided to call it. I'm trying to remember what we called the actual backyard wrestling federation or whatever. I'd have to look it up. One zero Avs. 5 minutes past here in the third period. I'm gonna go get a drink here real quick. Give me one sec. All right, I'm back. The federation for the backyard wrestling? Because I went to Aloha, and then I ended up going to Canby. So when we ended up doing this was probably 98, 99, 2000, like around that time. Gobbledygooker and the Undertaker. Wow. Ooh, Undertaker Ultimate figure. That's dope. That's cool looking. Gobbledy. They actually made a figure of him. That's crazy. That's cool. That's cool, dude. I love old school Undertaker stuff too. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. And we had, we had like laser disc, cases and chairs, and we tried to make it as as hardcore as possible and whatnot. Some guys weren't willing to do some of the moves that others were, but we had one guy that was like fucking 6'6" or something, and this was in high school. He was huge, dude. I was like, I don't, he didn't play basketball or whatnot, but he was kind of like the Undertaker Kane guy. He was the big guy. But it was a good bonding experience for sure. Yeah, JWO, good save. Yeah, but wrestling has always been a big, part of my life, and it always will be. Like football, with college football and the Ducks, and then the NFL, it'll always be at the top. But it's not low. Wrestling isn't lower than football for me. It's on the same level. Like baseball, NHL, NASCAR is a tier below, and then obviously basketball is out, in the gutter, in the dumpster. But I would say football and wrestling are even, because it's just been a big part of my life, and I will never stop, man. It's always going to be, I'm always going to collect the figures. I'm still going to watch. I'm never not, it's never going to get to a point where I'm like never going to watch again. It's not going to happen. Love it too much. Gray Taker, looking at it now. Freaking cool, man. Yeah, with the egg. Yeah. I mean, sometimes those little subtle details, you know, like how many people are actually going to have that figure? You know what I mean? But again, if you're a collector, you're sometimes looking for those rare oddball items. That is a good question. Ooh, good save. 1-0 Avs, less than 9 minutes to go in the third period. Extreme. And I got all these ECW DVDs and this Case Logic that I have. Good ones too. I can't tell you how many times I've watched those. 2 of 16. Yeah, I think we had about 10 or 15 people, and then we had about 20 to 40 people watch us. And pay-per-views or matches usually lasted, like when we get the friends together, it would last maybe 2 hours. Each match about 10 to 20 minutes, depending on how long you could go for. Rangers trying to get Chippy out there. Oh, really? Wow. Odin and O-Dog doing backyard wrestling 20 years ago like this. We never had a ring like that, though. Yeah. Like, like especially if you're going to be doing something like that, you have to be able to know who you're working with. And all of us were like really good friends. So, you know, there was no outsiders, a part of it. So, yeah. Did I ever show you the Coke machines, the mini Coke machines with the Dale Earnhardt and the Dale Earnhardt Jr.? Did I show you those already, Odin? Oh shit! Panarin. Uh-oh. 1-1. I put them on the thumb for a reason, and both guys have scored. Let's go. We're knotted up at 1, baby. Finally, some action. There we go. There we go. Rangers fans can wake up now. Now they're singing. I mean, it's a little lower scoring for my liking. You know what I mean? I was hoping the Avs would put up a little bit more. But again, at least at least the Rangers woke up finally before the game ended up being a 1-0 game. I mean, if that's what it was and that's what it was destined to be, fine. But I like to be able to spend time with you guys. So check this out. So I ended up buying this in the 90s, and so it's based off the actual minute, like a Coke machine, right? It's like hard metal. You can't like push the there's like certain pieces that are like you can feel it like embossed. It's like raised on the plastic, like where you get the Coke can and then like the buttons and stuff, right? So you got Dale Jr. when he was like, obviously in the lower series, other than like, they used to have like Winston Cup, and then they had like the higher one and the lower one, right? And then they made it into like a collectible thing, right? But then the best part about it is you open it up and it actually has a thing that you can pull up right here to see, and then you can pull out the car, and then it's actually got the car like a Hot Wheel inside, from there. They made about 20,000 of these, but not very many people bought them from 1998. So I got, obviously, I like father son combos. So boom, I got the Dale Jr., but of course, the one that I got first was the dad, and, to be able, and they actually had these Coke machines, distributed across the United States because I remember them, and obviously you got, Coca Cola with Dale and Dale Jr., and then it comes with the car that's metal. It's not plastic. It's like a Hot Wheel in there as well. Very cool. See, these are the type of original items that I look for. Weird, different items that will hold value. So freaking cool, man. 1998 too. I was what, 16? I think those are two of the most unique items that I have for NASCAR. I mean, I got a lot of McFarlane's, and I got custom artwork with Dale and Richard Petty with all their trophies, and I should probably get that framed and whatnot. But as far as smalls, I like smalls. I'm a toy collector, so anything I can find that's a small, figure shape, bobblehead figure, I like that type of stuff. I'm like Frank in American Pickers. I like smalls. I'm a toy guy, so All right. Take it easy, bro. Later, Alex. Love you, brother. Yeah, why you got to be hiding on your bro's name? All right, we're knotted up at 1. McKinnon's like, enough of this shit. Yeah, and I was like digging through some of these bins. Like, you never know what you're going to be able to find in there. I ended up finding like the what is it? The Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, and AJ Styles. You know, they made like a remake of the figures that I had when I was a kid, and they made like a remake of those style of the smaller, harder plastic figures a few years ago. I found those yesterday and a few other things. Marvel stuff. I saw Dale Earnhardt this morning. Clyde Drexler. I'm gonna have to do some digging later tonight. Thanos. You know, you never know what I mean. If it's something that that I liked, Avatar from back in the day, like if I like it and it's collectible, I probably own it somewhere. But I'm just really happy that I ended up investing in a lot of collectibles when I was younger. Because in the last like 5 to 10 years, I haven't really been able to buy a whole lot. So I'm just really happy that I went fucking super ham. From what 5 years old, and then once I turned like 15 to probably 15 to 22, I really started getting more and more. But I would say probably 18 to 25 is when I got a majority of my stuff. I was pretty smart with my money back then. He said, I can't comment. Figures on figures on figures. Joe Montana, Bo Jackson, Joe Montana, Larry Bird, Dale Jr., Dale Sr., Stone Cold, Sandy Koufax, Randy Johnson. Good game. I don't know if we're going to get overtime, but I appreciate you, Odin. You and Megan actually stepped up. I appreciate that. And like I said, we don't want to go through too many streams with a 0 or under 20, or be at 0 or a 1 or a 2 or a 4 or 5. So I really do appreciate it, man. Usually that's why with my mental health, I can only go so many, before we actually have a good day. I don't want to have to do like 3 streams or 4 with very low or minimal or no support at all. I want to make sure my mental health is in a good spot. So you definitely made that, happen and change today. So I appreciate that. Yeah, and it's like I almost wish I didn't make as much money as I did a couple years ago because I'm still paying for it now. It's like I'm pretty much like essentially working for free, trying to pay shit back. But then last year we didn't get as much support, and the only benefit of that is that I won't have to pay back as much. So if I would have made more money, then obviously I would have a kind of a similar situation that I'm dealing with right now, where it's taking me forever to try to get shit like square. So at least on the I guess the one side of not getting as much support last year, that I won't have to pay as much, but I'm still going to have to pay. But it won't take me as long to pay back. But I'm just waiting for the moment that I can get all that shit square, so that way I can actually save up, and then get a car, and get a vehicle and get other things and get my credit card paid off after all this other shit. Get a car, and that way I can actually be mobile. But if I got y'all and I got Paisley, I'm good. Hey, dreams and goals aren't easy. Less than 5 minutes to go in the third period. We're still knotted up here at 1, with the Rangers scoring finally in the third period. Yeah, Bird's my guy too. I got the Bird right here. This one is cool because I got it a long time ago, and it's got a price sticker still on it, and then another price sticker from 1990 for $8. And I think originally they were going for 5 at like Toys R Us, but this is the rookie Bird, the very first Larry Bird figure ever, 1988, the very first year starting lineup ever existed. Bird, Magic, Jordan, Dominique. I got, Montana. I got a majority of like the big superstars. Old school, man. Stuff like that is just, it's super cool to me because a lot of that stuff doesn't exist anymore. Or only like certain collectors have it. So it's like I feel like, I got to have some kind of like museum of sports collectibles. I got to keep that going because starting lineups in McFarland's, it's like, with everything being, social media and like tablets and devices, it's like playing outside, shooting hoops, collecting figures and collectibles. It's like, this younger generation, isn't really into that type of stuff. So it's like I got to make sure that I keep all these valuable pieces, and then that way I can have a nice scavenger hunt down the road. Well, people will have to come to Oregon and start digging for my stuff. All right, less than 3 minutes to go. Get you a photo, Matt, while we're waiting. We can't go. We can't go on stream without something ducks. Anyway, the Ducks got the best logo. There's no logo better than that. Or it goes from Oregon Ducks to the O. Come on now. I'm going to miss him. But I'm super excited about Gabriel on the chances of actually us winning the Big Ten right out of the gates. It could happen within the first 2 years. Hell, it could happen the first year. I think it's very possible. I think we're going to be better than Ohio State. Hell, if we can beat Ohio State with no Kayvon Thibodeau, I mean, we can beat anybody. And we won in their house in the shoe with no Kayvon Thibodeau, and we, so it's like I don't, we're gonna be, the one of the powerhouse teams for quite a while. It's like essentially we're taking Michigan's spot, with Harbaugh being gone. So it'll be like Ohio State, Oregon, and then obviously Georgia, Bama, Texas. You would assume that's where a majority of the football is going to be. Nice save. I love Jordan too, but Bird is my like as far as like my favorite old school player. Not obviously with the Jordan and everything. Obviously Bird. I'm a huge Bird guy. I've always been a big Bird guy. I used to sell Mitchell and Ness Larry Birds, and back in the day they were one of the cheapest. Like you could end up getting a Mitchell and Ness Larry Bird for like 190, 200 if you were able to get them on sale instead of having to pay like 250. So that way I could flip it and make a little bit of money and whatnot. But awesome quality. I remember I would always try on the Birds when they would come in, and it's amazing. Like if I was going to end up getting a throwback, a basketball jersey, Larry Bird would be my first one. White Larry Bird, Mitchell and Ness for sure. Are we going to get OT? Less than 30 seconds to go. Did I show you the bow? I think I sent you a photo. Or maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I think I did. Yeah, I did. Sent you the Koufax, Montana, bow, and all stock that I ended up going through. I mean, the amount of toys that I have is fucking ridiculous, dude. And I'm just happy that a lot of them are still in the package. And sometimes the packaging is cooler than the figure itself. Just the fact that, starting lineups from 1988 exist. End of regulation. We're knotted up at 1. We're going to overtime. You guys let me know what you want. Just start fucking babbling off whatever you guys want to see, and I got you. Babble away. Let me know what you want to see. We have to wait for overtime to get going here. So, end of regulation. 1-1. And make sure you're taking care of your mental health. It's very important. I'll go for a nice long walk. I've already gone on 2 today, but hopefully we don't get rained on. Then I got to decide what I want to end up watching. Parks and Rec, New Girl. I started Parks and Rec. I'm on like the first season, and then I kind of switched over to New Girl, and I still got Deadwood that I got to go through still too. So, and then it all depends on my vibe and how I'm feeling. I have seen some cool Anthony Richardson cards that have come up on my feed, based on people, finding, pulling packs and getting like autographed ARs and whatnot. Pretty cool. Next time I start seeing some of those, I'll send it to you. Like, a piece of his jersey with the autograph on it. Pretty cool. Scratching the surface. Maka. I got a throwback one here. Check this one out. This one's cool. Oh, baby. Look at the Gators helmet. The white on white. Crispy. Alternate helmet. That's a crispy fucking look. All right, here we go. Overtime. I got you, bro. She don't bother me. You need a little bit of that in your life? If that's what you need, I got you, bro. Long hair, don't care. She looks better with natural lipstick too, or just no lipstick rather than the red also. Long hair, better. Red lipstick, I know, is what she's known for, but the more natural look looks better for her. I got you, bro. 1-1, Avs and Rangers, and then we're going to end up doing the Devils tomorrow for Odin, which I'm super excited about that. So we got a 2-2 game that might go to overtime with the Islanders and the Leafs, and we got a 1-1 overtime game. So both games have been good today. And then we're going to do Avalanche and Devils tomorrow. Go Devils. And then Oilers and Golden Knights is on later, but it'll be a 4:30 start tomorrow early. So that way you'll have the rest of the day to do whatever. So good save. Wow. Rangers goalie went out there a ways. Oh, Rangers win. Rangers win. Rangers win. It felt like that momentum was shifting, that the Rangers were going to come back and win the game, and they did. Wow. Wow. Being down 1-0 the whole game and then getting one in the third and one in OT. Resiliency, baby. Wow. That was awesome. Okay. You could just kind of feel that momentum starting to shift a little bit, and it felt like the Rangers were going to find a way to win in OT, and they did. Let's go. Well, any other photos or anything that you guys want to see before I go? You let me know. Odin, you go. You want anything? You guys let me know. I got you. I'll sprinkle in a few photos for y'all, and then I'll go take Paisley on a walk, eat some dinner, and then go from there. Final score: Rangers 2, Avalanche 1, and then obviously we're gonna try to see if the Devils can beat the Avs tomorrow as well. You never know what we're gonna get into. A little BWO, a little Taylor for Matt, a little AR for Sarah, a little Bo Nix, a little Joe Montana, Notre Dame. All right, we'll do some food. What type of food? We'll do food for 5 or 10 minutes. I miss when we used to do food and when people would actually show up and hang out. That's what I need in my life right there. Jonathan Quick. Damn, I haven't had nachos in like a year. I haven't had anything that's like fast food in such a long time. I don't even know what food tastes like anymore like that. Takes a lot of discipline to, eliminate things out of your diet. Let me tell you. And on top of that, walking like an hour and a half every day. But here I am. This one looks pretty bomb. Loaded barbecue chicken nacho special. Let's see what this looks like. This looks amazing. Now, I can't be doing too many of these. I'm going to get way too hungry. I got to take Paisley for another walk for like an hour. Oh, man, that looks good. I mean, there's not very many things that can hit like a nacho, you know, like especially when it has all the toppings on it. Very hard to find something that makes you feel the same way when you're eating nachos. I looked up breakfast, and the first thing that came up is this Eggs Benedict, which is not something I normally eat all the time, but this looks actually really bomb. Egg Benedict breakfast bake with the English muffins and the Canadian bacon. Oh, man, that looks good. Oh, baby. That looks good. All right, Matt, who do you want to see for a receiver? You got a vintage receiver that you want me to pull up? If you act fast, I may be able to pull up a picture or two. But you got to be fast about it. Reflect in the building. What's good? I was going to end the stream a few minutes ago, but I figured I would just drop in a few photos and whatnot. How are you doing, man? I appreciate you. What would you like? $10 dono. Appreciate you, man. I'm doing pretty good. How much time do you have with me? You got 10 or 20 minutes to look at some photos for a little bit, or do you got to go? Hockey matchup just ended, so I was going to stay on for a couple minutes and just do a few photos, but I want to make sure I get a few photos in for you. But we had a couple low dono days, of either no support or very, very little. So it feels good that we actually got some people to come through and actually to get a good number. So you got about 10 minutes. All right, let me know what you want for photos here in the next 10 minutes. I'm going to throw Matt up a couple wide receivers, and then you let me know what you're wanting, and I got you. But we can start here. Here we go. Here we go. We might as well introduce the new coach, right? He looks like an OC. I like it. You guys went young and you went defense instead of going for offense. So Build yourself a little baby Baltimore Ravens over there. Get yourself another Legion of Boom 2.0, baby. Santos, I got you. All right, let me get you a couple here as well. Mike Evans, my favorite offensive player, not named Mike Alstott. Shit, I didn't think I was going to have to bust out the Buccaneer logo, but here we are. Thank you so much for coming through and showing love. I appreciate that very much. I'm already missing the NFL, and we got one game left, but I guarantee there's going to be a lot of people bitching and moaning pretty soon after Sunday. No college football, no NFL, unless you love the draft and the combine. But it's going to be a long, long road. Luckily, we have baseball in a couple weeks. We got NASCAR that just started, and we got halfway of the NHL season, so at least we got something. I got you. But I had to make a file because I imagine that since we're not going to be doing as much Pete Carroll, I'll still sprinkle it in for Megan and whatnot because, for good vibes and whatnot, but I'll have to make a McDonald file. I already have. So for you and her and for any of the other Seahawk, people in the building like Marcos and a few others. So. Arm we needed. I've had a couple people message me about him today. We didn't really make any big splashes, right? We didn't really make any big splashes, but we kind of moneyballed it, but it looks like, when I look at the roster on paper, it doesn't look very good, but you never know. Analytics and statistics, you might not have the biggest names, but if we get production, that's all that matters. So. But he can throw gas. 90, 95, 99, 100. We just got to hope that, everything, just comes together for us with these lower name guys and bringing guys back. And, and pitching is good. We just got to hope that the hitting, can end up matching, the other side of it. So I'm hoping. We can't be batting 220, for half the season, or 230 or 240. We got to be better than that. Welcome to Seattle, Gregory Santos. Playoffs, baby. We need it. I'm pissed that we didn't make it last year. But again, we weren't very good, so. But I'll be doing a lot of Mariner games, even if we do suck. So, and hopefully we can get some more Mariner fans to come through and to hang out and watch games with us and meet some new Mariner, fans and build the brand. So, I mean, baseball streams take a lot of effort, with the photos and the prep and calling the game. And hopefully we get some people to appreciate that and show some love, because it's just as strenuous as doing an NFL game, probably more, based on calling pitch after pitch after pitch. A lot of work that goes in doing a baseball stream compared to the others. So you definitely just can't sit there and do nothing. I guess you could, but especially if you're calling the game. So yeah, I don't think we're gonna suck. I hope that we end up showing out. Wow, Mariners spinning logo. It looks awesome. Can't wait to get some JP Crawford in my life. Get going, getting the season going. But again, we're going to have Dodgers and Padres, I think, on the 22nd. So it's just right around the corner. So I'm really, really excited. I don't even care if it's preseason or not. It's like just to get baseball back. I think it's like we're at that point now that if you're not really into hockey and you don't really like NASCAR and you don't like the NBA, but you don't mind March Madness is in March. But we need that other thing to hold us over. And I'm really happy that baseball is right around the corner, right at the perfect time that we need. So no AJ, no La Stella, no Wong. Wong was a Wong move. That was just dumb. And hopefully Julio is better this year too. Boy, J-Rod. Let's go, J-Rod. Can't wait, man. How's the weather over at your place reflect? Is it rainy where you're at? Me and Paisley have gone on 2 walks already today, and we got rained on both of them. So not too bad, but yeah, and just getting back to business and just being more patient in the box. If we can just get him to be more patient in the box, I mean, his batting average could go up 20, 30, 40 points. Instead of being 250, he could be 300 to 315, if he could just get to that point. So Colts fan of the year. Good for her. Awesome. Anything else that you guys want to see before I go? And then we'll be doing Devils and Avalanche tomorrow for Odin's Son at 4:30. And we don't get the Kraken until Saturday, so it'll probably be NHL streams up until Saturday. I might sprinkle in an NBA one, just to have something different at some point. But yeah. I mean, it wasn't too bad for us and whatnot, so. But I got to get my exercise, with Paisley. I got to get it, it's just one of those things. If she needs it, I need it. There is no, I don't feel like it. I got to do it 3 times a day, hour and a half, no excuses, got to do it. And I actually like doing it. It makes me feel good. I like being out there in nature, and kind of reconnecting with nature and whatnot, so. All right, well, I should probably get going, but I do appreciate you guys very, very much. I'll get you some more photos next time that you come through. I love you, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. And final score, Rangers 2, Avs 1 in overtime. And let's go through the photos here one last time before I end up calling it a day. We went into some nachos. How about a little burger? Looks good, even though I don't know what that tastes like anymore. Seahawks, McDonald's. Defensive-oriented coach. I love that. All right, Hawks, you got a good one, it looks like. Little Mike Evans, a little Diggs, a little Cup. And a new player for the Mariners, baby. Gregory Santos. Let's go. Let's go, JP. At least they didn't get rid of you. I would have lost it if they got rid of JP Crawford. Julio! All right. Well, I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. Tomorrow's stream will be, again, Avalanche and the Devils, and that will be at 4:30 Pacific. I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. Thank you to everyone that donated, commented, shared. MVP was obviously Megan and Odin's son, stepping up big, big, big to help us get to a good number, as well as reflect here at the buzzer. I love you. I appreciate you. All Dominicans together, baby. All vibing. I can't wait. Hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Shout out to Reflect, MVP, Megan, MVP, Odin's son, MVP, Sarah, always doing big things. I appreciate you and the hard work that you put in. Matt, always being reliable. Appreciate you as well. Reflect, have a good rest of your night. All the people on Twitter/X, shout out to you. And I got one question for you. Who you know talks sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, and I'm out. Gang.